everyone, big prime welcome. I'm your host SanJula and you're watching the latest episode of OnTrack with PrimeAdvisory. Here's hoping you've been enjoying watching our vlog series so far. Today we've got a very special guest for you, whose enlightening wellness articles you've read in our monthly newsletters. Let me introduce you to our leadership coach, Dr. Leanne Josie Wall, who magnificently covers well-being and leadership here at PrimeAdvisory. Over to you now, Josie.
Hey SanJula, thank you so much for the introduction. Today I'm going to share with you something that I've been working with the team on, and that's around a really important skill, the ability to listen actively. The reality is actually, as humans, our minds are designed to create associations. So when we are listening to someone who's telling a story or sharing an issue they might have, our minds are kind of geared to find the solution, to find the gap, or to find another story where we can relate to this person. So the fact that our minds go in multiple directions when we are listening to someone, if that happens to you, realize that that's totally normal. However, the skill that we need to build is how do we stay out of our head and present for the person that is actually talking to us and is wanting us to listen. If you actually look at the research, it shows that we on average only listen with 25% efficiency. So that means that 25% of our listening capacity is focused on what the person in front of us is saying, and the other 75% is elsewhere, either in our head or making up stories or coming up with solutions or potential questions we want to ask. So what I've done is, over the last few weeks, we've been really looking at how do the team members go into the client meeting. And so I've shared a number of tips with them. I think it would be really relevant regardless of the relationship, whether it's client, as I said, or family, or maybe a personal relationship. The same rules or tips apply. So the first thing is, if you're going into a client meeting or you're going to go and see a friend for lunch, the key thing is to maybe take 5 minutes just to calm and ground yourself. Almost to try and get all that chaos in your brain, just to calm it down. And do that through deep breathing, just taking 4 or 5 slow breaths. Bring yourself into the present moment and then set yourself the intention. My intention is to go into this meeting with my client with a clear mind and be available for them 100%. Or my intention is to pitch up for lunch and be with my friend 100%. The second tip is to allow the person to talk until they're finished. So listen to everything that they have to say. If they ask a question, obviously answer the question, but let them talk until they finish. And if you find your mind kind of trying to pick up a story that resonates with their story, or you suddenly a solution comes to mind, well, oh, I've got a solution for you. Hold yourself from sharing that and bring yourself back to the present where you are listening to that person. The final tip I think is really powerful, and this often serves to help clear up any miscommunications, because when people talk to us, we take a certain view of what they're saying and we create meaning. It may not be what they're trying to say. So by actually just summarizing at the end what you've heard them say really helps them and gives them an opportunity to correct you if you've misunderstood them. So it could be something like, so thank you so much for sharing. And so what I've heard is, these are the following challenges you're facing financially. Challenge A and challenge B. Now, if you're on mark, they're going to be pretty impressed and go, wow, they listened and they synthesized from what I said exactly what the two issues are. In a personal relationship, if perhaps one of the things that you summarized was not quite correct, it also gives that person the opportunity to go, that's not actually what I meant. What I meant was this. And therefore it clears up any miscommunication. So hopefully these tips have helped you, or maybe just created a sense of, maybe I need to focus on how I listen. Maybe you are that person that doesn't quite listen and interrupts, or that person who goes into their own head when someone's sharing. Know that that's kind of quite normal, and that we tend to do that as humans. However, if you really want to nail this active listening as a skill, it's something that you need to practice. So hopefully that's been super useful, and I look forward to connecting again.
Thanks, Josie, for indeed those great tips. I'm sure our viewers would find that helpful. Alright guys, it's time for me to now sign off and make a smooth exit. Enjoy, have a great weekend, and we'll see you fortnightly on Fridays. Bye!